comboio Alfa CP Comboios de Portugal, procedente de Lisboa-Santa Apolónia e com destino a Braga, que deverá dar entrada na linha número 1. Circula com um atraso de 5 minutos. A sua hora prevista de chegada é às 16 horas e 15 minutos. Pedimos a vossa compreensão pelos incómodos causados. Dentro de momentos, dará entrada na linha número 1. O comboio.
Tremendo do Darwin Nunes é o que abriu o marcador. O Luís Adepes a carneira. A luz pode morrer outra vez. E a luz só hoje quem vai gritar o gol. Se a bola empate vão ser os adeptos. Eu depois vou acompanhar. Ai, ele vai atirar. Ele vai atirar. Ele vai atirar. Ele vai atirar.
All right, everybody, another edition of Benfica after 90. Hopefully you guys are doing fantastic today. We got the old crew, myself, Melo Luis, and a guest, Jason. How you guys doing tonight?
Cheers, man.
It's like, one of those days, you're like,
One of those days.
well, what are you going to do? I think we all said that, after the game, we're all like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Not that we expect it. And I've had back and forth with a lot of people on Twitter. No Benfica fan, nobody on the show is happy we lost. All right. I'm going to just say that. I'm going to just speak for all of us. Nobody's happy we're lost, but there are things that I was happy about, right? There are things that that didn't cause me to quite near, jump off the bridge, or off the cliff, if you will. But I'm just speaking for myself. Like I said, I'm not happy we lost. I'm always upset. But there are people I'm really excited about. About this team. So that's where I'm at today.
Yeah, man. I'm just gonna start on a positive note real quickly, just because it's nice to have a little positivity in life. I was randomly looking something up on the Twitters, the internets, on the line as they call it, and there's a guy that follows me, Fabio here, and I noticed this guy's profile photo. I was like, damn, like L_Fabio92, and I got to rip out that photo because I was like, I got to look at this a little bit more closely. Look at Eusebio suit, man. He looks mint. Sometimes you need these things you see. It puts a smile on your face. Look at this guy. He's got the Benfica badges there. He's looking class act, walking out on the side of the pitch.
Yeah. Nice tight suit. That's how we wear them now.
Nice button up. Nice button. It is. You know what it is? It's tight fitted, well fitted, and then it got over the years. They got baggier, looser, and now they've gone back to the fitted look. So it's like
the fitted look.
I like the fitted look too. It's like the man traveled to the future,
Got
the style, brought it to the past. He was well ahead of his time.
Can you bring the
I don't
first
want to
couple
look
again?
like anyone's attorney when I walk into the building,
Can anybody find Wally?
Wally's in the back. All the
Wally?
Wally's in the back.
Wally's in the
Queen
back?
of England. Queen of England. I think Louis.
Queen of England's there as well.
Yeah, he pointed that out to me earlier. The Queen of England is there watching Eusebio play.
If you look mid right of the picture, there's a sort of like triangular flag. Then there's a dude with a red hat, and right next to him on the left, Queen of England.
Yeah, man.
She's chilling.
Moly.
Yeah, man. So, shout out to
fucking
L, like the Spanish L_Fabio92, man. You got a sick ass profile photo. I noticed that sometimes you need this
NFT that stuff.
NFT, yeah. Anyone you see that photo, you download it, you NFT it, you make some coin.
Yeah, some polygon in there, man.
Oh man. Oh,
Hey,
all right. So
I'll go real quick. Just I didn't watch the game. I was working. I was a wreck. 10 minutes before the game, I was like, I'm gonna put the phone to the side. I can't be living with this vibrating stuff in my pocket. I checked the phone at halftime. It was 2-0. I was like, yeah, well, what are you gonna do? And then one of the chef in the kitchen was like, oh, bro, it's 2-1. It's 2-1. I didn't believe him. I was like, stop teasing me. You can't be doing that. I went, is that no, seriously? He showed me I was like 2-1. And then 84th minute or whatever it was, the chef was like, do you want to know the score or not? I was like, no. And he's like, is it good? And I was like, do you want to know? I was like, go on. It's 2-1. And I had the thing in my head. I was like, just take that to Anfield. Just take 2-1 to Anfield. And then I didn't check the phone until like 10 minutes after like 5 minutes after the game had finished. Unfortunately, saw that 3-1. I do think 2-1 would have been a huge difference. It's massive. It's such a big difference. Although, and again, I can be maybe deluded. I didn't watch the game, so I don't know. But I saw 3 goals for Liverpool, 1 for us. I saw every goal scored today from stupid mistakes, including the Benfica one. Tarab giving the ball away, a corner, and a stupid mistake from our defense. And and I'm not saying I believe that we're going to go there and smack them 7-0. Before the game, before watching the highlights, I was walking home, and it was like a 50-minute walk home, 45 to 50 minutes. Obviously I had a lot of time to think about a game that I didn't see. Just stats, just opinions from Twitter, from Facebook, from Instagram, from everything. And I was like, hey, man, it is what it is. What it is. Like Melo mentioned before, I didn't expect to win the game. I didn't expect to be here today. Go, fucking hell, we smashed them 3-0. No, I'd expect maybe hopefully to be here today now and saying, you know what, 2-1, I'll take that. Unfortunately, just 3-1. And if I was to say before, if I didn't see the highlights, I'd be here, guys, and say it's going to be very hard for us, man. I don't think we can do it. After seeing the highlights, I honestly do believe. I don't believe we're going to beat them 3-0. I believe that if we hold the first half with the 0-0, maybe score in a second, they'll shake up and we can maybe get at two goal, the second goal, maybe just by the end.
They did shake up though. Oh, they got we shook.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Shook.
So
they
let's
shook already.
I think
I'm thinking. Sorry.
Let me do the lineup. Let me quickly get the lineup out.
Oh shit! Yeah.
And then that way we get that shout out for everyone for the lineup, and then we'll get that 1 second. Let me pull it up. All right, so we're going to break down the game for you in a bit more detail, just to kind of kickstart it for everyone that didn't see it. Odysseus in net, Grimaldo, Vertonghen, Otamendi, and Gilberto holding the back line for us. In the mid, Weigl and Taarabt with Everton and Raf on the wing. We had Gonzalo Ramos supporting Darwin up front, and that's your starting 11. It was a 3-1 loss for Benfica, and let's break it down here with the guys. So let me toss it over to Jason real quickly. Obviously, you got the lineup up here. You kind of see the players that we're dealing with. You saw the match, right? I'm assuming on your side a little bit different.
I watched as much as I could, and then I quickly got myself caught up after work. So part of my lunch break, and then waited. So after the first half, I thought, well, that's that. And I think what makes this really hard to accept is the fact that in the second half, we had a number of chances to draw level and go up a goal. And I think that's why we're struggling with this. Losing 3-1 to Liverpool for us, if someone said that's probably what's going to happen at the start of the game, you go, okay, they spent like $1 billion on players. They're maybe the second best team in Europe behind Man City right now. They play exciting football. They're going to be really tough for us to handle. We've got a number of our own issues to figure out. But like Nick says in the chat, the last goal was really a gut punch because we really could have tied that game. There was just a moment, or there was just a few moments where I thought we're going to draw level. Really close chances. I don't want to start by complaining about the non-call and the penalty, but I think it's one of those seasons where it's like everything's gone wrong for us, self-inflicted. Plus, we don't seem to get any calls. Which makes it really frustrating. Generally speaking, with the lineup, I don't get Taarabt. I'm sorry. I know guys love him. The streets will remember Adele. I get it, but I can't do it.
I think the streets is where he needs to be.
Yeah,
but that's just me.
Futsal, transition into futsal. It's a great variation of the sport. He's got all the skills for it. I think in the second half there was a moment when we had just sort of broken down some pressure. We were starting to transition into attack, and he's on the right wing. He's decided he's going to try to nutmeg a player who is tracking him down into the middle of the pitch on a team that plays a very aggressive high press. We lose the ball and put ourselves back into pressure, and I just say, I can't do it anymore. Like I can't overlook the errors when it comes to. I know he works really hard. I know he's a comeback story that a lot of people like, but it's those little things where it's like, look, man, we're already in a tough situation. We need to make sure that our I's are dotted, our T's are crossed, and you trying to nutmeg guys multiple times in critical positions is not helping us, you know. So that was really frustrating because otherwise, I think the effort was great from a lot of players today.
I'd say one thing, man. You mentioned that and I fully agree with you. Although when I saw the lineup, I even spoke to Fabio about it and a few other people. I said, I'm happy with it. This is what I would have gone for because realistically, there's no one else that I believe that we can put in that midfield. You know, we can speak about Paul Bernard, we can speak about Mate, but I just don't think we have someone we can put there. And I love that you brought Jean Mario, just as I'm saying this. I just don't think he's our guy. It was at a stage, and I'm not saying that Tarapti's our guy. I think, given the circumstances and given the position of our club right now, which is shit, you know, we don't have anybody else to put there. And in my opinion, you know, that second goal, and I think realistically, the most important goal. You can say the third one really put that nail, but I think the second goal is where Liverpool can go, oh, we can breathe now, you know, and it's a stupid play by Tarap. Like, why you try, like, keep the ball, wait for the ball, you know. So I fully agree with what you're saying. I honestly, if you asked me yesterday, is it time for Tarap to go? I probably would have been like, no, let's give him another game. But I think it's time, not just him. I think it's time for Tarap to go. I honestly do think as well it's time for, you know, this year is probably the last time we can make a good money on Rafa. I think, you know, let him go at the end of the season because he hasn't had a good season. But he has had a good enough season for us to be able to make some sort of money on him. And Everton, I'm over him. I'm sorry, but like, you came in, you showed some passion, you showed some skill, but it's just not for you, man. You're probably going to go somewhere to Spain and be a great player. I just don't have the time for you anymore. That ball in front of goal, pass it to Darwin. I know you want to go for glory, but like right now, right here, right now, we need you to provide more than score. Like go for glory, and if you go for glory, do what you always do. Do what you know best. Curl it top corner. Don't go for that. Like, I don't know what he was thinking. Maybe, you know, players make mistakes, and I respect that. I just think it's mistake after mistake after mistake, and we hear like always saying Everton. And Rafa, again, you're talking to a person that didn't watch the entire the match. I watched the highlights. You know, if I say something completely like wrong, I'm happy to, you know. But
on the Everton chance, I think what happened was he read that Andrew Robertson had overplayed him, expecting the pass. So
and Alisson as well might have gone.
Yeah, I think they all came across a little bit quick, assuming it. But what frustrates me is the finish wasn't good enough. You know, like, okay, you've read
he just picked the wrong side. I think Everton just picked the wrong side to go.
I fully understand where Jesse's coming from.
What's his name? Robertson was moving the other. He was moving the other way.
Yeah, if Alisson had committed in a way of like, I'm gonna cover this Darwin's run, but he hadn't committed yet. It was still middle of the goal, and to score that goal, like Melo said, you would have had to put that top bins and with pace and with some sort of curve. It would have been easier for you to, because you know, I don't play. I'm not a professional football player, but if you ask me to curl a ball with the inside of my right foot, I can do it. You know, to an extent, right? To an extent. But to smash one out like that with that body position, you'd have to be a great. I'm not saying he's not a great player; he's not good enough for it. It would be. It's just a way more difficult shot. I think if he had curled up, try to curl it around the keeper. I think, to be honest, down. Like, if you're being just straight up honest, give it to Darwin. This guy's on fire. He's already scored a goal. You know he's got a more powerful shot than you. It's just this. It's just facts. He can shoot with his left. He can shoot with his right.
I think Everton got in his head that if he got
of course he did. I would as well. I probably would as well. You're playing at home against Liverpool. I scored this fucking goal. My man, I'm gonna be every bloody like. I'm not saying,
I
but
will,
I'm
I
just
will
saying, like, as
say,
a football player,
I'll
you
say
need to
this
think
much.
about these
Yeah,
things.
no, I agree with you. I think these guys got caught up in the moment. I will say overall, as the stats bared it, Liverpool had more possession, more shots. They were a bit more in control in this match. But as Mello said it, like I'm watching this match, you know, we're having some good opportunities here and there. Clearly, Liverpool's having a few more, but it's a pretty even tie. Then Liverpool scores. Like, it's okay, guys. Stick in it. Stick in it. They get that second goal. I'm deflated. We go into the second half. I'm not feeling the warm fuzz. I'm like, fuck it. Maybe we can pull them back, but, let's hope and pray and away we go. Not much you can really do about it. But, man, that goal, Darwin gets it in. I believe at that point, I believed it. And I'm watching these guys, and I am seeing Darwin make a run, and Darwin is beating Liverpool's players. I'm seeing Rafa make a run. Rafa's beating their players. I'm seeing Everton going like 2-on-1, and there's a few occasions Everton's beating these guys. I'm looking at our talent on the pitch. They're playing with some of the best talent in Europe. Liverpool's a great team, and they are competing toe-to-toe and giving them a dogfight. And there's a few moments where all of a sudden Gilberto runs up or Rafa runs up on the right, and you get a Liverpool guy comes up and clears the ball to the sideline, and they look concerned. What you said, Alex, was spot on. They were shook. That we scored a goal, and we looked like we could potentially get another. Liverpool is pushing us for a goal, but it ain't easy. They're coming up in front of that, and Odie's pulling out some great saves here and there. We just need that Tarap guy to give us another easy pass. We need them to fuck up again so they can get a third goal. That's pretty much what they needed, was that mess up. But we gave them a good fight, and I was feeling really good. I was feeling that maybe we're going to go and we're going to pull off that second goal. There's just that momentum, and like it was said in the chat, deflation hits.
Concern too. I mean, Klopp made a triple substitution when the pressure was really on, and two of those were up front, bringing in Firmino and Jota, because he was obviously concerned about Benfica getting through their first line of defense because they play such a high press, high intensity game. And he brought in Jordan Henderson to shore up center midfield because Thiago had already got caught on a yellow because Thiago got caught slow by
Rafa foul on Rafa.
And he clearly would have got a second yellow at some point. He obviously needed more cover for Kanote, who made the mistake on the first goal, who looked, I mean, for the money they spent on him, today he looked like a fish out of water against Darwin. Against
let me just hop in real quick. I want to go back. Let's rewind.
I can verify this in the chat. Joe posted this just as that play happened. I was howling. I'm like, play that voodoo magic, Joe.
Can you guys hear him?
There we go. He got muted for 2 seconds. He's got to just do clickety clack.
You're muted, bro.
Crank.
There you go.
Sorry about that. I want to take it back to the beginning, before the game even fucking started.
Yeah.
I think that's where we lost this game. The first half, we were flat. We allowed Liverpool to play. We allowed them to score 2 goals. We didn't have the belief. It didn't look like we didn't have the belief going into the game. I'll put that on Verissimo. I put that on the coach. I mean, you have to. The team you have nothing to lose at this point. You're not honestly. We're not even supposed to be there. I mean, really. Like, look at the 8 teams that are left. Which one doesn't make sense, right? Like, honestly, money wise. And yet, to all of us, and you can sit there. Anyone can sit there and be Mr. Big Fan. You could be the biggest Benfica fan. Fine. You win. Fine. But that's not how the shit works. Just because you love them so much doesn't mean that they're going to perform the way that you want them to. And that sucks. It does. It sucks that way. But the coach, we need somebody that really coaches this team up. Because there's a difference between the first half and the second half. And I don't know who put the belief in. I don't know who gave the halftime speech. I don't know who gives the halftime speaches. But whoever it is, can we get him to do it? Could we get him to do it in the beginning of the match? Is all I'm saying. I think Benfica they gave Liverpool too much respect in the first half. Yes, they were 2 nice goals. One mistake on the set piece. That's another coaching mistake. This is my point here. The set pieces have been a thorn in Benfica's side.
You're flat-footed, man. You're flat-footed. When that ball came in, he was flat-footed.
Yeah. Right. How many years has this Benfica team been terrible at guarding set pieces? You don't put a man on the far post. You don't put a man on the short on the near post. You don't do any, like, you're putting your team in difficult positions. It's called fundamentals. sometimes just do the fundamentals real quick. Just do the regular shit that you're supposed to do to avoid situations like that. That first goal by Conte, who scored his first goal versus Liverpool, his first goal for Liverpool is a Champions League goal, a set piece versus Benfica in like the 16th minute of the Champions League. That's just coaching mistakes. And go back to the top. You know, if I look at, we're the only team in Europe with a Tarapt. I want y'all to understand what I really mean by that. We are the only team in Europe with a Tarapt, with a good story. Oh, good for him. Like, I'm glad that he came back. We're the only big team in Europe with a fucking sad story. One of those American Idol stories. One of those, yeah, when I was a kid, I was beat up a lot, but now I'm here and I'm going to do my best. Let the fuck out of here with that shit, man. This ain't a fucking soup kitchen. Okay, we ain't here to feed the poor.
Yeah, man.
All right, I'm honest, man, and I get that there are fans of the guy because he does tricks. I could do tricks on FIFA. Okay, I could do around the world. I could do shit like that. If you want to watch tricks, watch Magic.
Willie, you can do all
watch
kinds of
Magic.
shit.
No, if you want to watch tricks, just watch Magic. Watch David Blaine. Watch David Copperfield if you want to see tricks, because I don't want to see that. Or go to the corner of your downtown. You want to see a trick, okay? All I'm saying is, it is a travesty, and it pisses me off a little bit because that's where I'm starting at the game. Now I got to watch the team start flat-footed. Tarap's in there. Then Tarap's now let's go to the second half where we pick it up. Tarap's already made 2 bad moves. Liverpool comes in, makes 3 substitutes, and we don't move at all. We don't adjust. We don't bring in size. We don't bring in speed. We just stay that way because it's been working. Okay, it's been working against this team. But now he's bringing in 3 guys. You should have brought Mete in right away. Yaremchuk should have came in right away. And I would even take João Mario just to slow things down a little bit. It is frustrating. Like I said, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at the team overall. Like, if I looked at the game, I was pretty like, there was a stretch in the match where I thought we was really going to like tie it up. I thought like y'all said, like Jason said, there was a moment in the match where there was like a 20-minute moment where I'm like, there's no way we don't tie this shit up. You know what I mean? And then you get the penalty, the non-call. It's a penalty. I just want to say, VAR isn't based on your fucking opinion. I don't understand where this comes from. VAR is based on the letter of the law. There's no contact to be made with the player. Is that right, or is that just me? He had his arm stretched out across his chest.
There's. I'll give you the contrarian view on it. I tell you this much. I was telling Luis this before you guys popped on. You know who Benfica needed? What we said we needed years ago? A man from Rio Ave called Meni Taremi. I tell you, number 1 used car salesman in all of Portugal. Gets the
number
most
1 bullshit guy.
Gets the most commissions. Then he quit the car sales business and he started selling HVAC. Number 1 HVAC salesperson and everywhere. Then the guy gets a job at Port. Number 1 penalty seller. He knows how to sell a penalty. I'm not saying the same exact foul on Taremi. You know what Taremi would have done? He would have saw that hand, moved his body, and you can take that position and make it look a penalty. Darwin kicked out his legs. The hand is in front of him. The hand is there, but he starfishes. And it looks like such a dive. I understand, a touch in the box is a touch in the box. But you have to also be a little bit more intelligent about how you touch. When you kick out your legs, like you just had a spasm, I just looked at it and I was like, come on, Darwin. And of course he's not going to call that. That looks so blatant.
Because he already fell. He already dropped to the ground 4 or 5 times before that. Like, he already tried to make that sell.
And that's my thing.
The ref's not going to give it.
Yeah,
but
so that's what I'm saying. It's
like, the reason why Van Dijk made that move is because he was beat. He was beating the box. Or Darwin would have had him on the other way.
All Darwin had to do is he's got him beat.
In my opinion.
No. My thing is Darwin, the mind with Taremi has a bit more experience. And I know I'm picking on a Porto guy here, but
I think the problem is
he wouldn't know he's getting beat, and he'll play into it, and you're getting that call. You're getting that call. You can play into it and get the call. It is as soon as Darwin realized he should have played into it, tried to push a little bit, and you can fake it. You can move forward, and the guy's not even touching you, and all you do is move forward like this, and you can make it seem like you just got held back. You're getting that call. It was the fact that there was a touch, and he just threw himself. And that touch was worse than Vertonghen's. It barely touched him. That's the reality.
Carlos,
You can play it though. You can play it.
Carlos, they did call it. He did say the ref did ask VAR, and VAR said no. That's why I made the comment. VAR is not based on your opinion.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. Oh, the VAR felt like it wasn't a penalty. What the fuck do you mean you felt? I didn't feel like fucking going to work today, but I got my ass up and I fucking went to work. This shit you got to do that you don't like, but you got to fucking
How about
do.
this? You don't feel like going to work, you got a cold. Sell that fucking cough. Don't be like, I think I got the black lung pops.
I agree with that too. And
You
like
got,
I said,
I think like you got a cough, but you sell it a little bit. Don't act like you're fine. It's like, yeah, I'm going to stay home. I'm sick. This is going to be a great day.
Like I said, I'm only getting fired up because, like I said,
It was that close. It was that close.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it was that close, and just little.
I saw it and I was like, maybe he's gonna get that
stupid
close.
things. And then the worst of the worst, this fucking guy. It had to be him, huh? This fucking guy. It had to be him to put the third goal in, right? This piece of shit. I was really
on that goal.
I was really upset. It was him. Honestly, I was really upset
had done an amazing. Go.
He didn't do that for Liverpool. He did that, like I heard today, like I seen today. Someone said in here, had to happen. Luis Diaz finally scored against Benfica. Well, if we're in his mind that much, you know what I mean? That's why it pissed me off. Because every Porto fan who's not in anything right now, but the Liga, watched us in the Champions League today and was like, "Yeah, we scored." That's how I felt about it in that moment.
I feel good about that.
That's why we're the biggest club on the planet.
That's what I'm saying.
On the planet,
I feel good about that. You're sat at home. You're sat at home watching.
We don't care about anybody else.
Yeah, I couldn't care less who the fuck Luis Diaz is, bro. I don't fucking give a shit. Bernardo. Sorry, Jason. I don't want to
No.
Bernardo came to Lisbon, thrashed Sporting. It's Bernardo. It's not Benfica. You didn't see me going on Twitter going Bernardo, another cup for Benfica. No. If I'm in your head that much that you move all across Europe to outside of Europe, right? Realistically, and you come back and you finally celebrate the goal against Benfica. Damn, you've got some issues because if I'm in your head that much,
he did celebrate that. He celebrated.
I'm about to ask him. Should I start paying rent? Because I'm in his fucking head, man. Should I stop?
I shut it off.
I can send him 50 quid, bro.
I shut it off.
I couldn't care less about this guy.
I have paperwork to do.
I tell you what, I care about him because I want him to get an inform because he's good on my FIFA team. That's pretty much it, mate. That's as far as Luis Diaz goes, mate. So Luis Diaz scored. You know what? Fuck him. I don't give a shit. He doesn't give a shit about me. Great. I don't give a shit about him. And if you're a Porto supporter, right, and you're home watching Benfica Liverpool, and you literally see Luis Diaz score against Benfica, and you go, hey, well done, man. I wish you all the best, bro. I hope you have a nice Christmas. Yeah. I can't really help you anymore, man. You're already fucked in the head. You should be thinking I should be there, And that's the reason I'm not, because unfortunately in Europe,
that's what I was talking about. This is what I was talking about. This comment, he did.
Yeah,
he went right to the corner. He went.
Imagine you being a professional football player, getting the big bucks in the EPL, coming to Benfica and celebrating in front of your. That just shows how much we are in his head.
Let me ask y'all a question real quick. This has to do with the Champions League, but not really. Why is football sometimes really pisses me off? Because there's rumors that Benfica is going to have a new coach in, right? But then there's also rumors that Trapp is going to sign like an extension. Whose fucking idea? Like, whose job is it to not sign? Whose job is it? The coach? Like, doesn't the coach come in and say, I don't need this guy. I don't want this guy.
Verissimo's got no say. Verissimo doesn't say anything.
That's what I mean. So if we were
I think is this.
If we were
to extend this rumor of Roger Smith or Roger Schmidt, the shaman.
Look at him. Looks like he needs business.
If this is true, I know right now he's in the title race against Ajax, tight title race.
They already introduced a new manager.
What?
They already introduced PSV.
Yeah, Ruud van Nistelrooy.
Van Nistelrooy.
Yeah. But is Schmidt still coaching though, right?
For now, yeah. His contract.
So my thing is, if there's backdoor communication, I'm Schmidt. I'm watching this match against Liverpool. I'm watching the match against Braga. I'm watching the things going on. I'm seeing, there's some neat talent here at Benfica, but clearly there's some things that don't work. I will not. I hope Benfica. I really hope if they're truly honest on building up from here, because you're getting Champions League money, you might get some good transfer money. You're building on a lot of stuff. There's a lot of pieces that aren't working, but good pieces to work with at least. Hopefully, they're talking to Schmidt and saying, "Hey, I know you're watching. We got lots of time. You got lots of games to watch. You get to do a lot of armchair scouting right now. If there's something you think we're missing, what do you think it is? We're thinking of renewing Taraf. Should we renew it? I hope Schmidt, for the love of God, I hope the club is talking to him. And I hope, for the love of God, the guy's saying, nah, I'm good. I don't need that guy. I think that guy can go back to the streets in QPR and enjoy his final days. I think he's done."
Why I asked that though, Mario, is because what kind of shit is that? What kind of club are we running when someone you're just the GM is identifying this is signing players without any who the fuck is telling him to do these things? Like, what game? Or
I hope it's a lot of rumors, though. I really hope it's a lot of rumors. I do want to quickly step back to game, and I want to give Jason a quick bit of time. But real quickly, you were talking about that third goal. The one thing that really drove me nuts is I do think Odie had a lot of saves. He had a lot of great moments. There could have been more goals. He had a good thing. It always hurts me when you see a player, man, you're doing a lot of good stuff, and then you go and screw up. And that, to me, that third goal, that ball was a long ball. Odie decided to make the call. I'm running for the ball. And there's a moment where it pretty much looked like it's going to be a 50-50 chance for the ball.
I would have took his fucking legs
last
out of him
second, and it's out of the box now. It's not going to be a penalty. It's coming out of the Odie last second froze. Said, I might not get it. Oh shit, what do I do? Stop.
Get the red. Get the red.
You're in the late 80s. What is it? 83rd minute. 83rd minute outside the box. He would have got a yellow.
Studs up, baby. Studs up, right?
No. If he's that close, if he
a collision,
slid.
American football tackle.
This fucking, it's screw it. Go and do an Ezebu like this for the face. Ow!
Yeah, exactly.
But anyways, no, he could have slid. He could have slid in. If he slid in, he might have got the ball. You're like this. You're pretty much making it a 50-50, and last second you go 0-100. I'm gonna stop in my tracks. I don't know if I'm gonna stop, but you're not close enough to the ball. You're now a duck in the water. You're screwed. You got no support. Go for it. He had a good game. If he had actually just gone for it and slid, if he missed it, if he got really close and just missed it, and we can see their goal, we'd be fuck it, man. It was a breakaway. He tried. He almost had it. I just think right at the edge of the box, I think that was that was rough, man. That's just a rough way to drop a goal, that final goal, man. It ruins everything. Just as Fab says, man, it's like he had a good game, lots of saves, but it's just that one thing, man. It took all the wind out of my sails. If we went to Liverpool with a 2-1, I would have had such excitement, this and that. But go, guys.
No, I just think once the
Jesus saves. Shit, I need you to make a tackle.
Yeah.
Odie
should chose violence. He didn't choose violence.
Yeah.
He didn't watch Will Smith. He should have seen Luis Diaz. He's talking about his wife. You take my wife's name out of your mouth and just that's it.
I think bottom line is when the keeper decides to come out, he has to go full on. He can't retreat.
He can't.
Even if you make a mistake and give a penalty away, even if you make a mistake and get chipped, even if you make a mistake and like Melo said,
because it would have been out of the box, it would have been a PK. It would have been a free kick.
It does. The thing is, it doesn't.
It would have been a free kick.
Whether it's a free kick, a penalty, a red or yellow, you've committed. You go for it because then you make two mistakes. They don't make just one. You now made two mistakes. You committed too early, and then he didn't go with it. Yeah. So now you made two mistakes. And I don't blame just Odie.
Wants to punch everybody.
I don't blame just Odie.
Oh no, that build-up was a mistake. That was a mistake.
No. I blame the two goalkeeper coaches that were sacked because we had two guys that were fucking sick. Ederson, Oblak. You can speak about Varela, whatever. They were fucking good keepers, and they just got, bosh. And when I know one is at Wolverhampton with Lodge. I know one because I recognize his face. The other one, I don't know what happened. He might be, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I know one is at Wolverhampton, so he's big, but moved on to bigger and better things, I guess, because he's probably getting paid more. But
that's where you guys they've underinvested in the support staff for these management guys.
If you look back a few years, goalkeepers was always one thing that Benfica had. Until we got Varela and stuff. And Odie's not a bad keeper. He's just not good enough for us. Like, I'm sorry, but I just don't like. Yes, I'm not using today. I'm saying overall, I don't think Odie is that guy.
We almost don't have any goalie for next year. I mean, literally.
Look at this stat. Look at this stat. I'm being a bit of an ass. Maybe I don't know what an official good stat is. He is just over 50% on accurate passes. That means when Odie has control of the ball, just over 50% of the time he actually connects with someone. You're playing Liverpool. If you're hucking the ball out in the open with no chance of hell of getting it, there's a couple of times where they dribbled the ball around the box. Like, there's the passing that the issue with Odie is the distribution, and he struggles to catch the ball. Outside that shot stopper, amazing. Yeah.
His distribution is trash.
Can we check? Because you said is like what's ACC? Is it actual passes? What's that?
Accuracy.
Accuracy.
Is that okay? What's Tarap's like?
Tarap actually had a good day today on the accuracy. His issue. Okay.
No, I thought it was going to be less.
He only won the ball once.
I wanted Melon to go crazy again. I was like, wait, if this is 57...
No. He lost possession 9 times. He basically only once out of 6 opportunities when he fought for the ball did he actually win it. Most of the times he's winning the ball. There were several times where Tarap, you could see he just was waltzing. If he doesn't have the ball, he's waltzing. And there's a couple times like he wasn't applying the right pressure. Anyways, I can go on and on, but I agree with you, man. I agree with you. We can get into. Maybe we'll touch on this in a short bit. But Jason wants to say some words. Let the poor man say a few words.
No. I've enjoyed the conversation. It's really entertaining, and I've laughed a lot more than I've laughed in the last 90 minutes.
I don't know if that's going to happen now. That was last year's transfer. We're going to get worked up.
I think he's one of the players we probably need. Even still. With Odie, I mean, man, he's a great keeper in between the posts, but it's the other stuff that just is hard to take.
I'm sorry to cut you off. This right here. Rafa broke out. He effing broke out. But Alisson didn't hesitate. If Alisson hesitated, we would have got that goal. That is the difference.
Alisson's from Brazil. That's different Ginga, all right? Totally different. It's totally different with the ball at your feet, man. It's totally different with the ball at your feet.
So it's the ball at his feet stuff. It's the controlling the ball from crosses, punch outs. He's just not great at that bit of the game. And for me, when I saw him come off the line, I would have preferred if he just stayed on it. He would have probably made the save. But he got caught halfway and he hesitated and stopped. If he had just come out and played a couple yards off of his line to cut down the angle and defend the shot, he probably would have saved it. I don't think Luis Diaz scores that goal without Odie making that mistake, because I don't think Luis Diaz is that clinical of a finisher that he's going to beat him inside the box. As far as it relates to the Porto fans making fun of us or whatever it is, like, I would love to go back to the golden era of, when our teams play abroad, we all cheer for them like our father's generation would have. Because frankly, I'm a football fan, and I watch Sporting and go, I can appreciate what Ruben Amorim's done with that team. My
grandfather does that.
Teams. I don't have
my grandfather does that, Jason, except Porto. He doesn't. Anybody, he'll like root for Sporting, Braga, anyone, but
Porto. You got Braga versus Rangers coming up. I'm rooting hard for them.
Oh, for sure.
Man. I don't give a shit that Braga beat us. It's good for the country. It's good for the pride of the badge. If Braga can beat Rangers, it shows our league, right?
It's also just good football. Like, I'll watch Union Saint-Gilloise in the Belgian league. I'll watch Sassuolo. There's just teams that are playing nice football, and if you love football, you want to watch them play, right? So, I don't want to deal with this like, oh, Luis Diaz scored this goal for Porto and Porto fans enjoyed it. Cool. Like, if that's where you're at, then we'll live rent-free in your head for forever. We've got more trophies than you. Let's just live in that space, because that's enough. I'd rather focus on where we are and where we're going. If Roger Schmidt is our new coach, I don't know him that well, but I'll tell you something. There's a lot of players on Benfica that are going to get cleared out next year because they will not be able to keep up with his type of football.
Oh, I'm so tired of the Portuguese. I'm so tired of the Portuguese coaches.
Now, quick question. Like, just to kind of Dave's question.
It's a fresh breath of fresh air.
Al Muzarati, he is like last year he was a target. The guy is 26 years of age. He's a good age.
You can't afford him now.
You don't think so?
I don't know.
I think
let's say Braga beat Rangers. Let's say they make it. Let's say this happens. I could see that guy making a move to a team like in Italy or in Spain or something like that. Last year, I heard they wanted like $20 million for him, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Is that
They
something
didn't
right?
renew the contract. The contract's running short. Their window to actually get money off him is shrinking.
I honestly do think we can get him for 20 million at the end of the season. I think
I think 20 million.
only, but wait, let me finish.
I'll go
If
to
they
Premier
have a
League for 20
decent
million.
run in Europa, though, I don't think it's only beating Rangers. Is if they beat Rangers and he performs well. If it's just like a play on the sidelines, and they go through and stuff. But if he manages to get a few assists,
Oh no, I'm wrong. Dave's got it right. What happened here? I clicked the wrong button. Go. Sign 4 seasons. He's got lots of time. We're fucked.
No, but honestly,
or 12 million for. Okay, how about this? We'll give you. I could see us do a swap. There could be players we could swap over. There's guys that there. I remember actually that was kind of the talk last year.
Yeah, give him Andre Almeida. You know what? They need a right back, don't they? Like, give him Andre Almeida.
Hey, I
tell you what,
I wouldn't want to do that to nobody.
You guys have probably.
I like Dave. Don't be mean to him.
Yeah. We're talking about all this love. You want to give him Andre Almeida?
We're more likely to get one of the artists back than
Peasy.
we are to get him.
Send Peasy back.
Peasy is a Braga. Shout. He played at Braga. He's on loan.
Yeah.
I
don't think Braga will take any swaps, man. This is not full.
A swap with some money. A swap with some money.
Yeah, I don't think they'll look. Give me the clean money. I don't need any of the players. I honestly think
Dave, I gotta ignore what you're saying. I just gotta pretend imagination land. They love Pizzy.
Dave knows more than us on
Braga.
I say this. Yeah, I agree with that. A small, a lower, up front bid for him, and then a percentage when he gets sold to Wolverhampton. You know what I mean?
I think
Pizzy hates Braga. That's a him problem. I like Cynthia. That I don't care about that. That's a Pizzy problem.
I think Pizzy would end up staying in Turkey. I think it will be one of those clubs. He'll come back, and then after like a couple of weeks.
But I don't know. Have you heard anything? I heard the initial bit. There's a lot of hype initially, and you got to go.
It won't play for them. It won't be for the same club he's loaned to.
No, but I'm not hearing much about him now. Like there was kind of the Turks. That's falling moon. He initially came on. All of them were like Beşiktaş, come here, and all of a sudden, like no one says come to Beşiktaş.
Yeah.
No one's saying anything about Pizzy.
I don't think that's on them. I think that's because they're 3 sports dailies in Portugal that have to fill pages every day of the week. They have to come up with something. So they pick up the phone and a Turkish team is interested, and then they just cycle through 10 teams. Every day it's a different team. That's right. Let's not worry about these rumors, because there's a lot of trash that goes into those journals that I've had enough of that as well. I think, Al Mazrati would, if Schmidt is going to be our coach, we're going to need probably 4.
So then Weigel's out, or unless we're playing 3 mid.
Weigel might leave. If Weigel leaves, you're going to have to replace him. Otherwise, I think it's going to be Schmidt. For Schmidt, I think you could probably expect a Weigel and Florentino in defensive center mid, holding in that position, because he does like to play with 2 holding midfielders. And then you're going to need support.
You got.
Frankly,
you get Verissimo. You get Verissimo back too, Jason. With next year we get Verissimo back, and you got to.
Sorry, Mel, I know I interrupted.
Yeah,
that is a fucking transfer. Like because I was making my new fucking team on FIFA the other day, and he came up. His Champions League card came up, and I was like,
I have that card.
Oh my god, like this guy, and I forgot. I didn't forget, but you know what I mean? Like, you just sort of like, oh shit, Verissimo. Just having him back.
Huge.
It's massive. Grimaldo's probably going to go. I can see him going back to Barca probably. They're not performing that well, to be honest. I honestly, there's 3 players I see going at the end of the season. Grimaldo, players that at least we care about. I'm not talking about Andre Almeida. I'm thinking about Grimaldo's probably going to go. Rafa's should go, and he probably will go. And Weigl. Like I think Weigl will go. But the thing is,
we're going to profit off Weigl.
I want to talk about something different here.
I'm myself right now, but apparently Weigel's agent spoke to 3 teams in Italy today. So, I don't think pay attention to the rumors, but I do pay attention.
What are we talking? 30? Because we bought him for what? 18?
I would say 30, 35. 30, 35, yeah.
They're hard to come by, especially quality ones like that play the way.
I tell you what, I'd say Weigl for 35, Rafa for 25 or so to Wolves, 20-25 to Wolves, and then you got Grimaldo going for 30 million to Barcelona. I could see that happening like tomorrow.
Really think Grimaldo to Barcelona?
Yeah, yeah. I think so.
He would
Or
play so good with that. He would play so good in this style of play.
or
they're playing
Newcastle.
Right
You got to remember that's a team up north with the Scorpion Ball.
now. Oh, yeah.
Both Rafa and Grimaldo. Rafa, I think if he goes, he'll go to Wolverhampton or Newcastle. Grimaldo, I think he'll be the Barcelona or Newcastle. I know it's a big difference, but Newcastle have the money now. And Weigl, I don't have a club in mind but there's been so many. I think he will go. And I tell you what, before you guys go on, we don't need to buy. We don't need to rush to buy. There are players. I'm sorry, and I know there are players ready to step up, boys. There are. If you watch a B team every week, there are players ready to. They're not like I get it. They're not ready now. They're not ready to just hop on now and fucking do what Weigl does, but they will be ready within a month or two of like training with a good coach, not the coach, not a manager, the coaching staff. They are ready. Bernardo's ready. Mbalo is ready. There are so many good names in that team. Like, honestly, just watch 2 games. Just watch a full 2 games from the B team, and you'll see there is touch, there is skill, there's everything. They have the mentality as well. Mel, you're muted, bro, I think.
Real quickly, can
We
I
just need the right guy. And I want to touch that. I want to touch on that real quick too. Go ahead, Mario.
No, I was going to give a quick shout out to Kevin. I agree. I initially, when I posted that, it's like, I forget if it was Luis or Melo. Liverpool got shook when we scored that goal and it was 2-1. If that game starts in Anfield, Liverpool has a lot of big matches coming up. Maybe they feel comfortable. If we get an early goal, all of a sudden it opens. All you need is one more. It is open. It is open. I will inherently feel bad seeing this current ending because it was so deflating, that third goal. That goal was so deflating, that third goal. But I will go into this match believing, like I always do, and all it takes is one goal. As long as it stays, we don't concede. Away goals don't matter anymore. You know what I mean? Like that's not a thing.
I just want to say something real quick. Sorry, Mel. I'll shut up for like half an hour after this. Kevin, I fully believe, man. Like I swear, I started the pod by saying this, right? When I was walking home, I was thinking, fucking hell, man, 3-1, it's gonna be tough and stuff. But after watching the highlights, again, I didn't watch the game. I don't know how many saves Odie made. The thing is, the goals only count when the ball goes into the net. No matter how many shots you have on target. Look at North Macedonia. They had 2 shots. Italy had about 1,742.
Yeah, about right. Yeah, it's exactly right.
About that, right? Give or take. And they fuck you in. And then, obviously they played the Giants, Portugal. But, it doesn't matter. We'll go past that. All I'm saying is, I believe because you can see it against one of the best teams in Europe from a corner, from a bad pass from Taarabt, and then a mistake from the defense and everything else. So realistically, you stop those 3 mistakes from happening and get a call out, right? That's 1-0. And then the rest is just a bit of luck. And like
Luis, the problem.
I'm not saying I'm not saying I'm going to go to Anfield going, we're going through. I'm not doing that. I'm going up.
The problem is there has to make
it's possible.
There has to be changes made. And you were saying something about the B team, and this is what I wanted to get. I wanted to come full circle with that. Yes, we have the B team, but you need the right guy for the job, right? You need the right coach, whether it's Roger Schmidt or whatever.
Team.
You need a coaching staff.
To be honest, right? Those players, it's not a manager; it's the team around the manager.
I believe we can go into Liverpool next week, next Wednesday. I think it's next Wednesday. And like I said, I've said, let's stun the world. I believe that we can, but our coach needs to help us out a little bit. He needs to put us in a better position.
I think it's going to
He
be.
cannot sit on his hands. He can't sit on his hands. The game has to come fast. If you lose 5-0, fuck it. At least you went hard. You know what I mean? Like, you went hard. Like, just go for it. I don't want to see us sit on our hands for the first half and then the second half turn it up and now we're chasing. My heart can't take shit like that. We need to make a change. Tarap can't start. He doesn't.
There you go.
Look.
Yeah, absolutely.
But there you go. But that's what we need. Like Kevin, that's what you need. You need Paul Bernardo to come on.
If Tarap is so good.
Mbalo to come on.
Hey,
like these guys have the fuck. It's so frustrating to see these people play every fucking weekend and play better than fucking Everton. And they don't get a call up.
Those kids. You're asking a tall task for them kids.
No, now. I don't mean now.
I'm saying like this game.
Oh, okay.
I think these guys. I'll say this much. I agree. Vinicius needs to motivate. I don't think there should be any motivation. If I'm Everton, I'm Darwin. This is your last
I was gonna
chance
say
to
that.
do something.
I'm not trying to.
Last chance to come on, do something. This Otamendi, Jan Vertonghen's last opportunity to go against an EPL side possibly in their career because they're in the tail end and do something amazing. You got Grimaldo, you got all this like potential. I gotta say this about Rafa. When is the Rafa was running all game, hustling. 83rd minute or the friggin' time, 84th minute, 82nd. All of a sudden, this long as an impossible looking ball that Liverpool has, and Rafa pressures the Liverpool player, and he back passes.
Yeah.
It looks like Rafa has no business. They're getting gassed, and Rafa runs as if he just came on the pitch. Runs, and he almost gets it. He goes for the ball. The keeper almost fumbled it. It was that close for us scoring, and it is a certain level of motivation in a player. It's okay, but a certain motivation from the player to do that. So you go to Anfield. Now they just got to believe. Now, if you believe and you have that motivation, you're going to do it. If these guys go and think, if they mentally are defeated, and I'm not saying all of them, all it takes is one weak link. It takes all of a sudden the game starts and Rafa now chooses not to run as hard because he thinks they're not going to do it and he's just not there mentally. That negativity will feed on to the rest of the pitch. You need 11 players, including a manager, going in full confidence. You need that. You really need it. And so I hope so. Can you? I think no. I think Rafa's done. I think Rafa's mentally checked out. I know today he played, but what other games in the Liga, he's made it very clear he's unhappy with the current situation. He's very unhappy with.
In that first half, he let Robertson run everywhere. Right? He didn't. Was it Robertson? He was tracking. Who was he tracking? Who was he? Yeah, it was. It was. He wasn't tracking back at all in that first half. That's what I'm saying. Bellissimo has to put us in a better position to win next week, man. I mean, the halftime speech needs to happen a little sooner. Run. You could run with them. Just run.
I think the best motivation. I mean, Carlos said it. It depends. It doesn't matter what we believe. It matters what the players believe. I think the first thing they should do is rewatch this match and understand how many simple errors they made that made life a lot harder for them.
How close they were.
It needed to be.
I like to add to
that will give them motivation.
And then we need to add in the fact that Liverpool is about to go play Man City before they have to play us. And that is the end of their season or the last chance of being able to win the title this year. Whatever happens that result, they're going to come out gassed and they may come out deflated. I think if our guys look at that game tape and go, hey, hold on, we were really close. We could have done a lot better. If we don't make these stupid errors in the middle of the pitch that put us under pressure, that killed some of our counterattacks, if we just had a little bit more luck the other way, we might be able to do this. And you score an early one, you score another one, you're back to 0-0 into injury time against a tired team. Anything's possible, right? And the other thing is, on top of which you have the cushion of, like, it doesn't matter. If you go in there and play your football and don't win, it's fine. We'll accept it. Like, as fans, we just want you to play your best. And the expectations is that you're down 2 goals against one of the powerhouses of Europe at home in one of the hardest places to play. What are you going to do, right? Go out and play. Go out and do the business. And Everton, Rafa, whoever else, Grimaldo, you guys that are looking for moves this summer, do something tomorrow or next game. Because the league's over. We know that, right?
To bounce back on what you just said here, what you just said, Grimaldo, Rafa, these players that are playing today and playing next Wednesday, you just said that if you're waiting for that last, the big move of your, Rafa, Grimaldo, you got to play. So when Melo comes in and goes, Veríssimo didn't motivate these players, I agree, but I have to disagree. I'm sorry, but you don't really need to motivate players for Champions League.
I don't necessarily mean go in there and rah them up. But motivation comes with lineups.
I understand.
Motivation comes
with, I think they're nervous. I honestly believe
a game plan. I mean, motivation comes with, feeling confident. Yeah, he put us in the right position all week. He's given us the game plan. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna attack this side. We're gonna highlight Rafa. We're gonna do something.
See, this is where I
that's
disagree,
what I mean by motivation.
If I'm playing for a shitty club, right, and I'm not saying Benfica, if I'm playing for freaking Sporting Lisbon, right, and I'm like a left wing, I'm gonna say I am gonna play my fucking ass out because I'm out of here this fucking season. So whether you motherfuckers don't want to play, I'm gonna be shooting, passing, running for every ball. That throw in,
That's my
I'm
chance.
headbutting
That's my
the
chance.
fucking ball boy, and I'm getting that
Yeah.
ball back. Like I'm doing everything. I will die on that pitch today because you know what? Today everyone is watching against Tondela next weekend. I don't know if
No,
Tondela,
yeah.
whatever. You know, you got a couple of people from Valencia watching against Liverpool. Fucking every
Everyone.
fucker is watching.
But that's
man.
the point. That's
I
the
don't
point of
have to
Rafa.
play
That's the
well.
point
I don't
of
have to play well. I don't have to win or play well. I have to give everything because if I
that
give
is the point.
everything,
When's the last time you've
someone's
seen
gonna see
Rafa
and go,
running? But that's exactly it. You see Rafa running, still in the 80th minute, making a run like that. Rafa does not run like that normally. That is
fair
the
enough.
fact that this
Fair
is
enough.
my like. No, but you're right, Luis. Though this is the thing. You're in the stage. You're in. You don't need that motivation. I will.
I swear.
You gotta give credit to Liverpool though. Liverpool's a good team. They came in.
Yeah, of
They're
course,
good
yeah,
players.
yeah.
Fucking Liverpool. It's fucking,
No, but I'm
their
saying.
team is worth $500 million.
But the
Pounds.
thing is, I think as the game
500
progressed, I really
million
believe.
pounds.
Yeah,
That
I believe
team's
though as the
valued
game
at.
progressed and these guys
500
were
million,
facing
yeah.
them.
Wait, more.
No, but these guys, as these guys played the Liverpool players, you
Nine, or is
saw
it nine?
Gilberto, you saw Everton, you saw
Or
Rafa, you
is it
saw Darwin.
900 million?
These guys started believing that we're on the same pitch as you guys. There's not much of a quality difference. They actually started believing in themselves. That's why that third goal was so gut wrenching. Again, if they go
Right.
back in with the belief and they go back, they can do it, man. They can do it. I want to quickly touch on one thing because I know I
If I
gotta.
can say real quickly in Verissimo's defense, I think we have to also understand his profile a little bit. He's a great development coach. He did a great job with the B team. I think as far as the first team goes, he's one of those guys that seems to really put a lot of effort into the stats. And you know those little undershirts they wear that track their heart rate and kilometers. I think he's the guy who puts a lot of effort into the data. He's ideally suited to being a number 2 on a first team, and he's doing a great job. In that sort of scope of who he is as a manager. I think in terms of what he's doing now, my problem with him is the substitutions come too late, or they don't come with the flow of the game in mind. They seem to be data driven as opposed to, okay, well, Trapp hasn't covered as much ground as he normally can, but there's a tactical issue here that needs to change. Or, yeah, my guys look a bit gassed, but they're still giving it their all. I don't want to, like that human touch of the game, understanding what's going on in the flow of the game. He doesn't quite understand.
But also, I will say this much: you're comparing a
I agree
child
with
to
that.
a man. Like Verissimo, this is his first time in his entire life looking at the Champions League. He just recently, the Ajax situation, that's his first. He's like, oh my god, I'm coaching a Champions League side.
Yeah.
I was in the second division of Portugal.
Yeah.
I'm in the champion. Oh, we advanced. I'm in the quarterfinal champion. He is like
You gotta
a
give-
child.
You
And
got to
again,
give respect to him for what he's done. I
he's
mean,
trying, but he's also facing Klopp, which has over a decade. Like you're talking about, like so that's where I don't want to bash Verissimo in the sense that it's just this is why I think Benfica needs more experience across the board, especially on what Luis said. The trainers for the goalkeepers, the support staff. Like we got to invest more on that side. But I did want to touch on one quick thing, and I know because we're getting long-winded. I just figured, fuck it. We got this question in the chat. Let me throw it in here. Group draw. We spent a bit of time last night. So I don't want to like bemoan it. I'll say real quickly, Portugal got a great group, the group of revenge against Uruguay, against South Korea. Ghana, no, I got no hard feelings, man. I hear there's beautiful people in Ghana. Love you guys. Maybe Portugal got us.
I heard some
worried
bad
about
news
the
though,
South Korea
guys.
tie, though. I'm a little worried about the South Korea tie, given they're managed by Paul Bento. I'm hoping
I'm looking forward to it. I want the revenge. I want this.
hoping he's a bigger man than Carlos Queiroz, and he just plays their football rather than. Remember Queiroz when he was managing whoever it was against us he played the small man. I'm hoping Paul Bent doesn't do that, but I'm a little bit worried about that match because he'll know us really well and there'll be extra motivation in those players. But it's on paper. I think it's still a tough group. I think
it's a tough group. Uruguay's tough. South Korea will give you a good run. South Korea will nick a win or a point off one of the two. They will.
Not against us. Not against us.
I don't think. I think.
I'll tell you what I feel.
Portugal is,
I'll tell you how I feel.
fired up.
I'll tell you how I feel right now. When I saw this and I saw our group, we're gonna get past. We're gonna get through the group. There's no doubt about it. And then from there, I think it could be any man's game. I've never felt so confident this year. Honestly, with an old Ronaldo and an even older Pep, I've never felt so confident in the World Cup. I just think like And I know this sounds crazy because Fernando Santos is a bore. He is such a bore to watch and his tactics and things of that nature. But if we can get like a little bit of what we got against Turkey, if we can because we were like attacking Turkey all fucking game. I mean, early in the game, we just went at it. I think Portugal can actually get really far in the World Cup in
But
2022. I think Portugal
this...
could win the whole fucking thing. You look across the world, at the best player on every fucking team is Portuguese. If not the best, things the second. Every player across the world right now is, Bruno Fernandes. And you can say what you want individually, and we're not talking about clubs, right? Bruno Fernandes. We're not talking about Sporting and all that shit. Even the guys like Jota, Andre Silva's having a hell of a year. Ronaldo, I know he's quiet, but he's still fucking got 28 goals on the season. Like, man, if we could,
there's talent, man. There's
Fernando
talent.
Santos doesn't if we doesn't go so defensive in the midfield, if we can get Renato and Ruben Neves in there with a good center defensive mid, but there's no reason why Portugal can't win.
They'll make a run.
In my mind.
No. But I also look at the opponents
We can't with that midfield.
Yeah,
and the opponents are trash.
No, but even look at Uruguay. Uruguay is the toughest one, but Portugal's going to go in there not overly cocky. They're going to be, these guys screwed us last World Cup. Yeah. We're going to go in extra hard. They're going to be motivated. There's once bitten, twice shy, and there's a certain level where you can actually sometimes when you got bit, you come back stronger. I think South Korea, man. I'd say if you've never seen South Korea before, you can see Portugal sleeping on them. All you're going to hear in the Portuguese locker room and amongst all these players talking is like, we should have had those guys in 2002. We should have had them. It was BS. This is our chance to get that revenge. I think there is that built-in motivation right now for them to do what they got to do against Uruguay, do what they got to do against South Korea, and give a little high five to Ghana and advance through this item, get to the knockouts. Then it's 4 games. That's all you guys left.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
It's an open field.
And I'm telling you, if we could just stop playing William and Danilo at the same time and show some growth on this team, I'm telling you, man, imagine a midfield of Danilo. Imagine a midfield of Danilo. You have Ruben Neves and Renato Sanchez. To me, that's your 3. You can interchange them, or what do we play? A 4-4-2? Is that what we play? What Portugal play?
Might be a 4-2-3-1. We don't know what it's going to look like. It changes. I think.
Right.
Give Fernando Santos some credit. He changed a lot of the approach when it came to the qualifying playoffs. He made some changes. He insisted that they played a little bit more on the front foot against Turkey when things started. He made some interesting choices when it came to players. He saw what didn't work against Turkey, and he took advantage of the fact that Pep could come back. Kept Danilo in, who I thought played really well at center back. I'm actually really happy that this World Cup is happening not in the summer, but in the winter, because it's going to give us a chance to allow some players to recover from injury and to develop a little bit further.
We need Ruben. Yeah, we need Ruben to match Pep.
Ruben, but also when you start thinking about a little bit of the depth in the cover, David Carmo is back with Braga, and he's looking good again. He'll be fully recovered. Hopefully, knock on wood, nothing happens. There's another center back option. Another 6 months for Gonçalo Inácio to play.
Inácio's a good young player, right? Man.
But there's some nice things happening for us with the timing. And also, Ricardo Pereira, who was injured and hasn't been able to break back in, will be fully recovered. He'll played half a season. We're going to end up leaving more talent at home than other teams are taking to the tournament because we have so many options. What I think the problem is going to be is decision-making when it comes to, look, Ronaldo hasn't done anything for 80 minutes or he's gassed. Do you have the bravery to sub him?
Take his ass out. And Otavio, and I liked what Otavio did for Portugal, but I will not be confident in Otavio starting for Portugal in the World Cup. And as a wing, the reason I say that is because I hate him. I just want to just because I fucking hate that guy.
I'm not convinced he's going to make the team. Think about it now.
I hate that fucking guy. I know, Kevin. He can't. I'm sorry.
Hey, I came out and said it, man. I came out and said it. He did good, man. He did good.
I know he did, but I hate him.
Horta should have got a call up. He should have got a call up.
João Felix should play there. It should be not Otavio. It should be João Felix. Imagine that. Imagine playing Otavio over João Felix.
Otavio makes the team next time around. Think about it. Pedro Gonçalves.
You see that goal from William Carvalho on the weekend?
Oh, you're right. No, you're right, Jason.
Daniel Podence. What's the other one that at Wolves? The kid that plays on the wing as well, Pedro Neto, Francisco.
Average age.
There are so many wingers that I'm not sure if
39.9.
in December or November on the team, depending on who's in form, right? Like Otavio made the team in a time when Pedro Gonçalves is not in form. Does he make Pedro Gonçalves is? I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the thing that I'm most happy with is that there is so much competition that these guys are going to have to arrive at their best. And when we have Nations League games, they're all going to have to be at their best throughout that to be able to secure their spot.
But Jason, the depth at center back worries me, if anything. I know Ignacio is a good young player, but he's a good young player. And you're right. Pep isn't Portuguese.
I think Pep's a bit different, though. Pep is a bit different in my opinion.
Yeah, Ruben Diaz and
he came a lot younger.
I think Ruben Diaz, if he can match, all I'm saying is I had this conversation about Danilo. I get Danilo great at center back. It was his first start at center back this year. Me and him, I was like, bro, here, look at the stats. Here's the link, right? Here's the link. He never started at center back until Fernando Santos made him do it, right? And I'm saying he did a good job, but I will not be confident.
Portugal or PSG? He's played center
PSG. He's played center back. He never started at center.
Oh, never.
He's had to
Kevin's right, man.
Sure, you make a sub and the guy gets caught. Yeah, sure.
Brazil's got the most international players across the entire planet.
But if Danilo is man marking a guy like Lewandowski or a guy like Neymar, it's not gonna happen. Like it's just, I'm not confident in that. I'm way more confident in a 44-year-old Pep or however old he is. I just hope he doesn't get hurt and we're good. He's been, he gets nicked a lot. But I think we have every chance in the world to win this World Cup. I really truly believe it. We only have to worry in my mind about France and Brazil. Finally, I'm like saying Brazil's going to be back because I think Brazil has a hell of a team. Finally, they're not playing so soft anymore. But that's just what I see.
So you guys all confident in this group then?
I mean.
It could have been worse, man. You could have got Germany in our group.
No. I'm not asking if it's worse. I'm saying you look at this group and you're saying, all right.
I'm happy with the draw. If you ask me,
are we qualifying? That's you can't be unhappy. But I'm just saying, like, I think one of those groups.
I'll tell you what makes me happy about the group is that there are no easy games. That's when I start to worry.
Yeah.
When there are easy games on paper for us, that's when I start to get concerned, right? Like
when we sleep on easy games.
When we should beat Serbia at home, or we should beat Ireland in qualifying, or we should, and we don't, and we draw, Albania. Look at all the results the last 20 years. Those are the games that worry me the most. These are all games we're going to have to be awake and ready for because there's not an easy game. Maybe the last game of the group, get lucky to rest some guys, but like Ghana, Uruguay, and South Korea are not teams we can sleep on. We will drop points to them if we don't play our best.
I think that's why I like it, though, Jason. I think that's why I like it. Ghana, we know we just look at the team. I see Ghana. I saw Ghana and South Korea. I said, okay, that Ghana's fast. That's going to be speed. Like you could already tell what these teams are going to bring to you. So Portugal needs to be ready for these things. I completely agree with you that they can't sleep on them because that's Portugal. That's their downfall. They think it's kind of like Liverpool today. They got that second goal and they thought like, okay, we're good. Right, and then Benfica comes roaring back, and then we made it a close game. But nevertheless, I think we're qualifying out of this, bro. We're going to. I think Ronaldo is going to. It's his last. In my mind, it's his last World Cup. I think he's got something. I think he's got some magic. I think
for the better of everyone, I hope that's his last fucking World Cup last year. Like just retire, bro. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be a dickhead here, bro. But like,
and you know what?
Just
Kevin,
walk out.
There's that fun photo. Have you seen that?
Not ashamed.
I hope that's that, man.
I am not ashamed to tell you why I don't. I would say I don't like him. That's why I don't want him to play.
Oh.
Yeah, everything else doesn't matter to me. But I will say this: when he scored that goal,
Otavio. Okay.
But when he did score that goal, I was like, all right, you fucking guy. Like, all right, this feels weird. Like, I'm glad nobody's watching me. Like, golly. Jeez, I felt like I was cheating on my girlfriend clapping for him. Like, yeah, Otavio.
I think Otavio's personality was something
I got lipstick on my collar.
You know,
when as soon as I start clapping for him, I had lipstick on my collar. I'm like, what the heck is that?
Lipstick from a trick.
It's the worst lipstick. You almost got the clap from Otavio.
Yeah, Yeah. Yeah, exactly. 2 shots in the ass, baby.
You feel like you
All right,
cut.
so you want to do the Sharice? Let's do the Sharice.
Yeah, let's get the shitties, man. Let's get this going. We're going long. Here we go. Real quickly, the other countries are like bailing out their auto industry, shit like that. The Portuguese government's going to be giving money to Ronaldo to bail out the Portuguese Liga. All right, player of the match, release the match, moment of the match, all the fun jazz. Jason, want to kick it off for us?
Sure, player of the match for me, Odysseus. Despite the error at the end, he made a bunch of saves that could have put this game way beyond reach in the first half for us. So I'm going to give it to him. Sharice of the match. I mean, guess who? Obviously, Tarap for me. Too many mistakes in the middle of the pitch. Giving up the ball in critical areas, not decisive enough in transitioning from defense to attack. Passing game weak, that kind of stuff. It just wasn't a great game for him, and he's a player that I'm always picking on because of that kind of stuff. So what am I missing? I've got them both now, right?
Moment
Moment
of the match.
play of the
Moment of the match. Darwin's goal. That was like, oh, we're in this now. The minute he scored it, the moment he scored it in, I thought, yeah, we're back in it. And you could see Liverpool was from that moment on was very nervous, and the team. They already came out the second half a better team, but they really grew from that moment.
I agree.
Nice. I'll go after before my my internet disconnects for a couple of minutes. For me, Chorizo of the match is Everton. Again, you're talking to somebody that only watched the extended highlights, but I think moments like that cost us a lot of money, a lot of trophies, and possibly a semis. But so it goes to Everton. He might have had a good game, but that is a big decision that he should have just passed it to Darwin. And, maybe we'd be in a different position right now. Maybe not. Chorizo, it's hard for me to say again. I didn't watch the entire game. Sorry, end of the match. Sorry. Is hard for me to say because obviously I didn't watch the entire game. But, from what the fans have said and from what I've seen people, post on Instagram and stuff, and obviously it took us 37 minutes, or at least on the highlight reel, it took us 37 minutes to get our first shot on target. I'm guessing there was half an hour of just Liverpool over, doing us in a way, and Odie was the main man. Even I think Klopp said at the end of the match that Odie was like our best player because he saved some crazy shots. So he gets a man of the match as well. And my moment of the match goes to I think for me it goes to the call for penalty, not so much because I think it's a penalty, not for that. I just think like it's everything that is wrong with the club, with the referees, with everything. Like you have the referees failing on their part because maybe he should have checked VAR, like not heard VAR, checked the video, and also we should have a player that like Mario said.
How Fabinho got away with no yellow cards in that game is fucking crazy. Also,
and
I think it's crazy.
I know there was some tackles in the first half an hour that should have at least 2 yellows. Again, from what I've heard people say, I think it's both the referee not checking at least the screen. Even though personally, I don't think I probably wouldn't have given. I would at least check the video referee, the VAR, like the TV thing, and also Darwin just not being able to properly if you're gonna I'm pretty sure if Darwin carried on, if he carried on, he probably would have got a penalty because, like Melu said,
he would have got a goal.
Van Dijk was beat.
He could have broke away.
He would have got a goal, Luis. He wouldn't forget the penalty. If he just stayed on his feet, he'd have put that in the back of the corner just like he did the first one.
That's either here or there. That's What I think that's why it's my moment of the match because it brings so many different sort of opinions and aspects to it. It's like you could have got a penalty. Yes, referee should have seen this. You could have gone around him. You could have carried on. Like Mario said, he could have moved your body in a way that it seems like he's pushed you. Is that cheating? No, that's what everyone does nowadays. So I'm gonna give that to my moment of the match, and I will just add that in about 2 minutes I will freeze for a couple of minutes, but then I'll be back.
Cool. I'll say real quickly. I'm gonna say my shitty's the match for that.
You go ahead.
Tarat was the guy that to me, I felt like there's just too many moments he wasn't. Today there's a comment made by Carlos. The team ran. They sweat. Tarat didn't look like he broke much of a sweat. There's a lot of times he wasn't running for it, wasn't hustling. A lot of balls lost. There's a few moments where he had some good plays, but personally, like, it's just if that position was better, we would have been better. It is what it is. I'm not going to bemoan it any further. My player of the match, to me, I'm just going to give it to Darwin. Just the hustle that he was going. You saw him coming from the right. You saw him come from the left. You saw him come from the middle. You saw him come from all sorts of directions. That man is earning the amount of hype he's getting. I truly hope we can keep him. I truly hope we can build with him. And if we can't, let them give us $80+ million for him, and we can take that money and buy.
I want the buyout. Mario. Buy it out. We're not.
Yeah, get 100. Get 100. Screw. Beat your own
We're not a
feelings. I
poverty
don't know what
team.
the full
Give me
buyout is,
100.
but make it like instead of
I think it's
123, make it 124.
I think it's 150 or some crazy shit like that.
151. Let's go. It's a good drink. Anyways, to me, I hope we get to do something. That's why he's my man of the match. Moment of match, man. There's so many moments of this match. It's going to be an odd one, but I look at the Rafa one, just for the run he made at the end. He froze. That's hilarious. He said he was going to freeze.
I haven't yet. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it, though. I'm ready.
That's hilarious. No, I'm just saying for that run he made, for the sole reason that you're in the 80-some-odd minute and you're gassed, and he ran. I don't know if he actually did. He's holding.
He is frozen now.
Is he legit frozen now? He is. Is he? I watch this guy move on us. Let's see how well this guy has it. That's hilarious. I love it. But just for that run, and not just because of Rafa, but I think the entire team was hustling. I think it was a image of the hustle. The fact that deep in, if they go in and do that, they go into the second leg and do that, I'm going to feel some hope that we're going to pull off a goal, get it in there. We can do it.
Me next. My turn. My player of the match is Darwin. Darwin won a lot of one-on-ones. He won a lot of loose balls. He beat a lot of players. Van Dijk, I think he introduced himself. I think these guys heard a lot about him in the Premier League. You hear about a lot of.
This guy's a real deal, man.
I think they found out. I think they found out. And Van Dijk, you can say what you want. He's top 5 center backs in the whole world, and he has been for a while now, right? For a couple seasons now, he's been the man. And I think he got a big dose of that Uruguayan fucking kid that we spent all that money on, 24 million. I guess it was worth it. And you know what? He's just getting better. And to see the maturation that has from last year to this year. He needs to stay on his feet a little bit more. You're not Messi. You're not Ronaldo. I wish he had a little bit more Messi in him, if you know what I mean. Like, stay on your feet, don't take the foul. Dribble through the fucking the pressure because you're big and you can handle that, and it'll get you more goals than you realize. At the end, look at Cardozo, right? Be a bull. Right, go through him, go get him.
I think Darwin, given his height and his build and his young, a little bit more gym work, a bit more experience, the guy is going to be a phenom. I really believe it.
I agree. My moment of the match, it's not necessarily a play; it's a moment. And I know this is going to sound crazy, but there's a moment where Benfica's already got the goal. We are on the move, and Gilberto makes this defense. No, I think it was Gilberto. Was it Godberto? I think it was Godberto or Darwin. No, excuse me. It was Darwin. Darwin comes, knocks the ball out of bounds, and he goes out like he's on Liverpool's side. He goes to the corner. The ball goes out of bounds, and at this moment, you could feel like the energy in the place. And he kind of just like goes to the crowd.
That's the one where I forgot who they showed. They showed a Liverpool player, and he looked concerned. Like they were looking shook.
They were. I know
that moment. That was a great moment.
Darwin was. He made the move at the base. Yeah, at the line, on the out of bounds line by the goal. He went and made a defensive play. Gets out and he goes to the crowd and he just kind of like tells everybody to get up. And it was so loud for an out of bounds. Like, I've never seen no shit like that, but it made me feel like there was a moment where you just felt everybody in the stadium and there was excitement and there was like that. We could do this shit. We need y'all here with us. It was just a moment in that match where I really thought was going to get us over the hump. And it did for a while. It kind of carried us a little bit there. Too bad we gave up that last goal. My Stradis in the match, that's easy. It's stopped. And the reason why it's Tadopt is, and I'm gonna say, I'll say, because if Tadopt is the only one that can do the things that he does, maybe it's not the team. Maybe it's him. Right? I've heard this. I've heard that, Tadopt is thinking 10 steps ahead of everybody. Oh, he's moving at a different pace. He's this, he's that. Well, if he's the only motherfucker who's doing that, then he don't fit. Send him to the Harlem Globetrotters. Maybe he'll be a better fit there, right? Send him to like maybe Brazil or like maybe a street ball team, or make him go play futsal for Morocco. I don't give a fuck what you do. Just
Make him run some tricks.
Fucking squad, yeah. Fucking pull a rabbit out the hat, my ass.
Yeah.
This ain't the rewind to that. This ain't FIFA. That's all I'm saying. This is not FIFA. This is not highlight reels. If we just judge him out on highlights, fine. But the pass that he made in the midfield to give up that ball, to give up that goal, that is the epitome of what type of player he is. A fuck up. Like he's a fuck up. Like that, I know that sounds mad. I know I said to myself, I would not say these things about players, and it sounds harsh. And I'm just me. I
gotta take that clip where you said, "I'll never say anything negative about anyone again. I'm going to be positive going forward," and say that clip and play it like it's like a 30-second clip.
It's almost like you can tie up Melo. You can make a highlight reel of Melo.
Bro,
literally when he said the clip, like he ended that thing. I'm not gonna say anything bad. Anyways, this guy fucked it. You went on a rant about someone right after he said it. I love you, buddy.
Tomorrow, I'll feel bad about everything I said about him, but it cost us the match. Like those little things, and you could go through the year and say, "Man, Tadopt did that. Tadopt did that. Tadopt did that. That was Tadopt. That was Tadopt. That was Tadopt." That's too many times. And how he's starting, I don't know. I'm just saying, man, like. He's not good enough. If it's just him that's moving so fast and everyone's moving so slow, that means he don't fit and somebody's got to make a change. And it's got to be him. He was just terrible. Thanks, Carlos. I appreciate it. I'm just saying, man, like it's frustrating. It's frustrating in a moment. Like this, how this team makes me. Right, like this team. I care about this team so much. I want to win so much. I want to be. I got these old bastards at work. I work at I work for a development company. I work on a construction site in a trailer. All right, these old bastards come in. They're like, "What are you watching over there?" I'm like, "I'm watching soccer." I gotta call it soccer, else they don't know what
in
the
America.
Yeah,
they can't handle.
Yeah, they don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, like, what?
Their mind, like,
yeah, was it college? Like, no, it ain't college football, man. Get out of here. And then I gotta explain. So then, like, you tell them we're playing Liverpool. Oh, everyone know who Liverpool was. Everybody in the trailer, all these fucking guys I had no idea knew about. I was like, oh, I know who Liverpool is. Yeah, they're a great team. I was like, who's your team? I was like, Benfica. They're like, oh yeah, I know who Liverpool is. I'm like, these fucking guys. Like, you know what I mean? Like that shit.
That's what you need the Will Smith, like right there.
Yeah. I was like, who's your team? I was like, Benfica. They're like, bless you. I was like, what? I'm like, whatever, man.
Bless you.
I'm not sneezing. That's my team. But I'm just saying. So when I do it, like it's just in a moment. Later on, I'm gonna feel really bad. If I ever met Tadopt, I'd be like, bro, I love you, bro. You're my bro. Like, I remember the streets. Remember Tadopt. That's how it goes. You know what I mean? Like that's how the fans are. I would do that. I would suck up.
If you
I'd be like, Tadopt, we love you, bro.
The thing is, Melo, you did that wrong. So what you should have said was, my team is Benfica, and they're like, who? And they're like, Tadopt. Oh yeah.
Remember, baby.
That's streets.
Yeah, and you know what?
The guy was that lifts his shirt. He's got Tadopt tattoo all over him.
The people love the rant. The people love the rant, and I'm just saying what a lot of them be telling me on Twitter. People be yelling at me, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna use all this. I'm gonna take it over to the show, and we're gonna throw it all out there. People yell at me all the time. All the time, I get yelled at all the time about Benfica. They're like, this isn't good enough. We should be better. I don't give a fuck how much Liverpool spent. We should have just as much money. That's not possible. Like that's just not. It's just not the reality of it. You know what I mean? I didn't go in today thinking we were gonna lose, bro. I didn't. I just thought like, damn, Liverpool. That's a lot of money. That's okay. That's what it is, y'all. And before we shut it up, I didn't look at it like, oh, Liverpool's better than me. The football has become Liverpool has more money than us, so they're better than us. And that's just the reality of what football is. That's just the reality of it.
But the gap, you look at the gap in money, in money relative to what we saw on the pitch, we narrowed that gap. We did a lot with less. They did less with a lot.
Yeah.
I understand. But
That's good, man.
what I'm saying is when you are looking at, when you're a Benfica fan, and I'm looking at, we're playing Liverpool. In my mind, in my heart of heart, I really think like we're gonna beat them. We're gonna win. We're
Yeah.
gonna shock the world. I
Yeah,
really feel that. But in my mind, I'm thinking like if I was a betting man, I bet that Liverpool would beat Benfica because their players are worth more. Their team is worth more. Their coach is worth more. Their training facility. Football is a money sport. It's really not. I mean, you just accumulate all the talent. Look at PSG. I can make a small 11 out of the BSG's bench and beat almost half the leagues in the world. Like it's just a money game. So I never look at a game like we're not good enough to be here. We just don't spend enough money to be here. And Lucas Verissimo is just not the guy that's gonna turn $200 million, a value of a team, I guess, if you want, or $100 million squad. Let's call it that. $100 million. That's what the team is. $100 million, right? I don't think he's the man to do that. But you look at Liverpool, $500 million squad. Yeah, Klopp is the man to do that. Okay, it's just a football. It's a money thing, man. And that's all I mean by it. And it's frustrating. Kills me.
Can I real quick? I know we're wrapping up now. Kind of hit the time. I was gonna try and keep it shorter. We didn't. I just want to give a quick random shout out to just because you got all the shit going on in Ukraine. I saw this earlier. I thought this was kind of cool. I don't know if obviously people would have heard what happened recently with Bucha and kind of the horrors that are happening, and the man with the biggest balls in the world, their president went out to kind of visit their people. He's giving out humanitarian aid. You know, you see this stuff all the time on your timeline. Look at the aid he's giving, though. Look at the bottom left there. It's Portuguese milk. So in Portugal, all the people out there that say, you know what, they don't like what's going on in Ukraine, and they're going to donate some food, donate some rations to do their part to help out. This is the most horrific story going out of this town right now, and kind of the horrors that the Russians have done. The guy stepping out of his capital, putting himself at risk to see the people see the things and give them some aid, but it's aid from people in Portugal that have donated. And there are people all over the world donating. It's always nice to see that. I think it's a good gesture. I saw Benfica doing nice things. Also, obviously with Chuck, it's good, man.
I know in the grand scheme of things, this doesn't matter, but Ukraine is bidding for a World Cup spot as well, right?
They are. They're fighting for a spot. I don't know.
They're fighting for a spot, right? They are. I think they are fighting.
No, they're in it.
I know it's minuscule.
It's pretty much the situation right here. It's Ukraine, Scotland, Wales.
A little hope, just a little hope could,
Yeah, it's Ukraine versus
it's just,
Scotland.
I'm asking for anything. I'm just asking for anything. That's all. That's it.
It's Ukraine versus Scotland. If they can, I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know the arrangement. They haven't made any announcement. It's tragic. Their players.
They play them there. These playing games, I hear they're being played in Qatar. So like Tunisia.
Oh, the little playoff games. I don't know. I just know the challenge is
are being played there in Qatar.
Some of the Ukrainian players, they're out in the front lines. There's a bunch of Ukrainian guys that got killed already, right? Like there's just like the reality is it's terrible. I don't know what the heck they're gonna do. I wish them luck. I just think it's nice to see kind of at the ground level that kind of help going on.
Benfica fan, what we're gonna do is I think we're gonna do I'll do it for like a 15-minute segment where I just come on and I just scream at everybody for like 15 minutes about all my Benfica problems. We could do that 15, you know what I mean? It won't be a live show. I'll just come in, I'll just scream and yell for 15 minutes about the shit that I saw. I think that'd be a great idea. I think the people will love it.
I think that is the show. It's the commentary. We pop in to let you kind of refresh, man. You go back, you take a drink. I'm back in. You guys shut up. I'm in. And you go.
You can call it like Scream 11. Just Scream 11.
Yeah.
There you go.
We're all call it. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'll call it the. I don't know.
No, it has to have a WWF reference. It has to be a WWF, like Macho Man type.
I was thinking that like the Tarab show or like something like that. Something catchy.
Like the Royal Rumble. The Royal Rumble. You know what I mean? You got like Mello in the middle, and then you got all the guys coming in, and you're just bopping Tarab out of the ring, Bakken Almeida out of the ring. It's like you get a video clip with your face. Each guy comes in. Mello's get the fuck out of here, Pizzy. Boom.
The problem though is when I go if this gets, let's say it gets big, if I ever go to a Benfica game and support my team, everyone's gonna hate me. All the players are gonna hate me. This is the fucking guy who called me a bum. This is the guy who called me- this is the
They'll
fucking
turn
guy
on
like-
you.
They'll
They'll think,
turn
fuck the
on me,
game.
yeah.
The good thing is you got a big enough
They'll
cult
take my
following.
shit at the door. They're like, you can't wear this. They'll take my jersey and my scarf. I'm like, what the
Yeah,
fuck,
but-
man?
No. You gotta take the WWF thing to the thing. You get like a corner seat, and the player comes in. You go, hey, you jump up in the corner. Get him on.
Hey, if I could give a couple elbows, bro, we'll do that too. But let's wrap it up.
Man, let's believe.
Son,
That's right, Boris. Let's believe this shit.
Tondela, I think
You guys have a great night.
I think we should do Tondela on with Champions League. Let's just all just group that shit together.
It's
right?
not Tondela, it's Bulnils.
It's a B-side. But it's at the luge.
All right.
Still disappointed.
Still, yeah. It sucks, yeah.
Hey,
And that's exactly how the players are gonna go also
It's
this
not
weekend.
Tondela.
Can
You
we
actually
not-
made it worse.
Can we
It's
not
Tondela,
like
it's
just
Bulnils.
play Ajax all the time? That'd be so much better.
Oh.
Just
Let's
play.
just
You know
watch
what?
that
You
game
know what they
one
should
day.
do? The league is pointless. There's no matter. It doesn't matter if we win or lose. Tell our main guys rest, practice, play the B team. Let the B team. They'll show some passion.
Yeah.
Our guys are not going to show that much passion for B side. Keep the excitement going. You guys rest, train, get ready for Liverpool. Let the B team do the work. They'll probably get a win for us. Everyone will be feeling good. Then go to Anfield and do the thing. I know what you guys are focused on. You want the big show. Go for the big show.
We gotta believe, guys.
Boom.
We gotta
Look at
believe.
that. Look at that right there. Before on the note, Jake, I think Jake hit it. If Liverpool could do it against Prime Barcelona in 2019, we could do it against Prime
Dude,
Liverpool.
it's not even Liverpool. You had Tottenham do it. You had Roma do it. You had
Roma just did it. Yeah, Roma did it.
You know what I mean? Like
I'm
we
with
can
that.
do it.
Dancing in the
I
fountain.
think like we're being very objective with everything we say, which I think is correct. But we
course.
also have to be. We have to dream.
You gotta
That's
hope,
what
man. You
makes
gotta
us
hope. You gotta
different.
dream.
You know.
Yeah.
That's what makes us different from a cat, from a dog, is that we dream and we make it happen. You know, and this is what I'm not saying it's
I
gonna
agree.
happen, but I'll definitely fucking dream it and fucking I'll drive. Well, I'm not driving, but I'll fucking head up there, thinking fucking yes, mate. Let's do it. Let's step onto the pitch and mean business.
Are you going?
You got tickets,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
You going?
You got
Oh,
tickets.
yeah,
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, when you go, I want FaceTime me.
Yeah. Oh, mate, I'll
I
be
just want to
vlogging the
see what
entire
it looks
thing.
from the screen.
I'll be vlogging.
I
I want to call.
FaceTiming.
I want to call somebody a wanker. Well, I'm like, hey, you fucking wanker!
Wanker,
And then,
wanker,
yeah,
wanker.
wanker.
I mean,
Hey, Luis.
He's from California. He wants to tell you something. What's up, you fucking wanker?
Bella's gonna convince Luis. Hey, go to the Anfield supporter section. Just hold my phone up. You're on wanker.
Yeah,
Luis is
yeah.
getting like pounded his shit. Yo, keep the phone up, Luis. Yeah, you're a cunt. You're a cunt. And they're like kicking his ass and shit. He's like, yo, hold it up, Luis, man. You
Take one
bastards.
for the team.
You can take
Take
it,
one for
man.
the team.
Fuck them up. Poor guy, man. You set him up for success.
Yeah, get me.
All right, have a good night.
All right, y'all.
good night,
All right,
guys.
Hey,
everybody.
thanks,
Take it
Jason.
easy.
Appreciate you,
Thank
brother.
you.
Thank
Thanks,
you all, bro.
guys.
Of course, man.